What up, amazing people? It's your boy Geofrey, Karabilo, aka Cobbs, and welcome to another episode of Home Vibes Podcast. Unachoma. 28, yeah, episode 28. On my farthest right is Njeri Travis. Ama nimekosea. The one and only Njeri Travis. Kada yake ni Brayo, Mluya, Mkamba, Mkikuyu, Masai. Yani in Kenya. In short in Kenya. Alafu
Brayo Kenya. Okay. I'm not sure about it, but proceed.
Katikati ni the one and only Nancy. Alafu Calpas. Karibuni wadau.
Tumekaribia.
Umekuaje?
Yeah.
No,
you generally scale up like what are you? Come when you go BL, please help me understand. What does that mean?
Oh, yeah. Mr.
Ebo acha mimi niulize swali rahisi. Ebo niandikie jina BA. Asima na text niko BA.
Sijui si B na A. B.A.
Niulize hivyo ndio hadi mimi niutumia jina BA but kwa text. Sijajua the accurate one. Mimi naandika B.A.
So mjaribu kusemaje ile banki inaitwa NCBA inasema NCBA.
You know what?
So mnasema to stick na equity. To stick to equity
NCBA.
but CBA na kwamba BIA.
BIA, okay. Initials, right?
Yeah.
Mimi nasema BA niko BA.
Niko BA.
I'm gonna texting you.
Eh,
9.
Calpas.
Mimi ndo text.
Wanna text me niko BA.
Yeah.
Unaandika gaje?
Kwani ukiona mwizi wako aje? Like, hey, are you good? Me bana, me see like I don't come from those streets. Like I come from the street. Kwaje bro, niko fresh G. Uko BA. Like that's how you're coming bana.
Kwa words peke yake.
But there mostly ni words.
Amesema English ni ina sound English ni nini? English kuongea na English ni posh.
Is it not?
When is it not?
It's not.
It's not. Unasema wako geto na anajua English.
Sijakata.
Just yule msee akilani akumbuka hii anasema hapa I'm from Kebaira.
Oh, jamaa wako kidogo. Badogo na wakati.
Okay, it's normal. Sio posh.
Ni normal.
Kwani tuko 1995.
Hapana, nyinyi mnaongeaje ni kama mnaishi Kenya tofauti.
Kama jamaa anasafisha kwa screen.
Sasa anasafisha si ndio?
Anasafisha. Kwa grawa anajua kinafanyaje.
Wewe uje kutana demo anakaa ubabino kaanza kuongea mangoso ukimtext. Na wewe in real life una texting na Kiswahili.
Maana wewe ulikuwa umepanda.
I love it.
Anyway, Kavagi, wiki yako imekuaje?
Wiki yangu imekuwa. Na play when you saw the reject what tunasema last time. Ups and downs imekuwa but kwa last one for the life mazee resting to them. Yeah, apart from that the same usual shit to job from push up to bed. But wiki imekuwa sawa.
Okay. Brian?
Yangu imekuwa na B.
Wow.
Yeah. Piagas. Left, right and center. Okay, objective ilikuwa zaka ya shuke. At least we are taking that as a win, but tujamaliza list. Hiyo ilikuwa number 1. At least I think we have like 8 more demands.
But tuko na program though.
We are fixing this nation step by step. Step by step.
8 main more demands.
Yes.
8 main more demands. Because nakuja
Na sawa.
Nancy, wiki yako imekuaje? Ashasema.
Shasema. We summarize.
On top of many main points and stuff, we can go kwa sister ngoli graduate.
Ongeza bwana.
attend.
Yeah, but all in all, I believe. No, I know my week was good. Very, very good. I got to see my parents.
Hivi kilikuwa na maana bado nilikuwa na wazazi.
Yeah. Mimi hata mamangu siku alikuwa. Najua ulienda. Umefika nyumbani sana. Like some things I want to say. Okay. My mom.
Already?
Yes.
No. Calpas.
Wiki yangu imekuwa tu kawaida, ni normal. Struggle. Sikuenda maandamano. Sema tu maandamano.
Tupende namba yako kwa jinsi.
Jenzi tumtafuta.
Tupe namba.
Salimia kidogo.
Nasalimika tu. Hakuna damage kubwa naweza nifanyia, nikusalimika tu. Bana sasa nafikiri mwili sasa inakataka kuli barakoa. Hebu tuendelee.
Jinsi ndio bwana wana rate.
Mimi na wiki yangu imekuwa fiti, ilikuwa kama ya wase, tulikuwa pamoja part of the week. Yeah, my week has been amazing. Apart from some injuries kidogo pale kwa mguu. Asikuwa risasi. Ni makosa tu ya kuvaa kiatu na sole. Na kutembea ni
Kuvaa kiatu ile?
haina sole. Na kutembea na nini?
What motivated you?
Ngoja nakwambia nilipata blisters kwa bila.
Kwani ulikuwa protest mpaka na mwili yako? It seems
Bila
Bila
alikuwa ni jumping.
Yeah.
You have to be aggressive. Example.
tembea mguu tu
Yeah.
next time.
But hiyo maandamano imenifungua macho. I was like, kumbe nina character difference from my persona right now.
Unajua nimeona ukicheza mguu, futa mguu tupu. Unatoka anti blisters kutembea peke yake.
Bro, nimetembea. Imagine kutoka Ruiru. Ufike KU. Toke KU. Ufike KU. Ukumbuke unatembea ukidance. Unasimama. Tukagedho uende. Upate gedho pale kuna riot kidogo, ujoin kidogo. Ufike na usiku tuze futa.
Nusenge baka safari park.
Utembee safari park. Sasa waanze stories zingine. Atio kuna ngori parliament hakuna cha kuenda.
Okay,
ilikuwa tufike town.
Objective ilikuwa
Tufika town.
we occupy parliament. Na tukifika pale hivyo kwa safari park, tunapigiwa simu tunaambiwa isha occupy was. Tunaenda kufanya nini?
Ulikuwa tense.
Nilikuwa panic mode.
Kila alikuwa panic mode. Yeah. Talk about panic.
Unaongelea kila mtu azin.
Walikuwa hapo.
Walikuwa
Those who are active in the
rioting.
Talking about panic.
don't remind me.
There's someone I'll surprise who them Nancy.
Kai.
I'll surprise you sana.
Usichuome.
Kusema panic, mimi ushaikuwa na mentality ya kuwa na msee useme when your coordinator una coordinate shambia Brayo shikilia udema aitwa Pat. Bra sawa. Mimi nasema tena niangalie na Nancy. Naambia si relax. Gasho. Kuangalia nyuma. Bro. Sioni Nancy.
Alikuwa shatuka.
Lakini bila kuambiwa aje. Niluka hivi chini nampata ndani ya foundation ya mimi.
Let's be honest. Ama jamaa acha ngoro kutoka resort kirudi. Ama jamaa wamejichia wanasikia wanataka kwenda after party. Unajua after party ni nini? Wanataka kupata na chaos nyingine. Hadi chaos walipata tukienda hivyo haikubamba. So wanataka kwenda party.
Unaenda kutafuta shida.
Wanataka after party. Kufika pale Kaosh, mtu wangu unajua amekaa na live bullets.
Na uangalie kwa shoot.
Ile kilistu. By the way nilikuwa naambia relax.
Nafikiri nitasimama hapo nianze kuinstruct.
Ndio say relax. Relax. Angalia, nasikia. Naona sisi. Naona hiyo gani kwa nayo. Hizi magazini zinakonga. Hizi magazini zinakonga visible unaweza ona. Naona hizi ni live bullets. They can hit live bullets. Na tano na sia yuko. Brayo na Pat sijui ameenda wapi.
Ulianza manda.
Toka mbio. Tufike hiyo side nyingine na sasa kwa ndani ya foundation. Tukamtoa.
Foundation is
Hii foundation ya building hapo ndani. Tukamtoa.
Hii ni kawa shama ni game.
Kawash. Alafu fika huko mbele mlima. Na si ajui kupanda.
Hawa jamaa ni flight mode. Unacheka flight
Sijui
mode.
nguvu ilitoka wapi. Nikarusha la sio nyingine.
Sikia tunarushwa.
Sijali landa aje bata.
You don't leave any man behind.
Unaweza coordinator kwa group.
Wewe ndio alikuwa coordinator so.
Alafu mzee ni weird. Imagine.
Bana huko nashika simu yangu.
Hawezi shika simu ukipigwa risasi. Huyu jamaa anambia tranquilo ati mcontrol msikimbie na tear gas naanga mbele.
Si unapiga teke.
Unajua
Nikiona msao hajarusha mawe.
hotelizoni yangu ilikuwa hivi.
Bwana so ukipiga.
Hotelizoni yangu ilikuwa hivi. Ilikuwa wasa wakiwa na panic au utafikiria. Utakimbia tu, unajipata unakimbia kwa polisi. So, alafu another reason ya kupanic kuna stampede. Wasa walikuwa wengi. So ni best mtulie. Upige hesabu yako ndio exit yangu. Bila exit utajipata umeingia kona fulani.
Lakini
For example kama ule mzee tulipata tukirudi hivi chini. Ndio mzee kama hapo chini. For example, alifika aje hapo akapigwa risasi. Yaani kupigwa risasi. Sasa alikuwa amekaa kando Makara wako hapo chini yao.
Huyu jamaa
Nilikuwa msevile kwa hapo chini ilikuwa. Hiyo msevile ilikuwa lifeless.
Unachingile ile moment ya wanapiga risasi unashinda kukimbia, hauna flight, hauna fight. Unalala tu.
Ilikuwa kamzae
tu fulani.
Kamzae.
Akatazama tu
Ndio alikuwa shambia wakiniacha niache.
Ile ilikuwa ile
Ndio kama ulikuwa fikira vitu mingi.
Okay,
kitu ilibo by the way tulikuwa tukirudi sasa wali notice wasikuna sawa toka tawa kiwenda Ruiru. Kitu iliuma ni wamesema mpo kwa hizo rails wameweka almost 100 meters wakiface both sides of the rails za service lane. Wasa wakipita wasa wanaona mkono. Bro Kelvin nikasema kwa tu Sarafina. Unaona line yote ya watu
bro. What do you expect this is the young?
But siku ina mkono inakwenda.
Umesarenda.
Harmless.
Hata hivyo sasa
wanajua una gun.
Watambui.
But sasa
You have to show that you are harmless.
Look, the
Iliuma.
fact that they were shooting bullets, yet walikuwa na shoot to you. So walikuwa najua. Hatuna. Juu hata nini sio joint when screen sound was used it was through my see bullets. So we were harmless. They knew that very well.
Alafu bila unajua. So that you take control, you have to instill fear.
Yeah.
Ile feel kat Kongo. Usiangalie nyuma, unaona line refu ya watu wako tu hivi akitembea. Ndio ukifika mwisho unaeka mkono chini.
Ndio ufika mbele ukiweka mkono chini pia gas.
Alafu nikamwambia wasi si mimi siwezi nua mkono tupitie side nyingine. Waka insist twende. But honestly haikuwa picture nyingine fitting. Tukatoka tukafika KU. Kufika KU ilikuwa usiku hivi. Tunasikia tulikuwa na sasa ilikuwa wasu kuongeza sasa. Ilianza but I'm not sure but I think they were fighting a different fight.
Yeah, they had a different agenda.
They had a different agenda so there's a different group coming from Ruiru heading to town. That group ilikuwa big sana. Fika Gedo wakajoin watu wa Gedo kwa Makarao. So I think Gedo had a different yeah, so I got to make sense. Maybe it was something to distract the group from going to town. Maybe siko sure. Ama tu ni
I think I related na msemo mmoja wa Gitrai. I mean nilielewa ngoli yao. Unachiki ile field inapaga pale hivyo kwa damu.
Oh yeah.
Like now, I think government is trying to build up something there. So our jamaa they are bitter because it's their ground wakichukua ball unachiki. So they are bitter the fact that ilichukuliwa. Ama sijui mimi think walikuwa wanafikiria
show grow by the way.
walikuwa wanafikiria maybe wanajenga ground pale wachezenge ball but government inafikiria kujenga maybe office ama something else, you know. So that's their fight.
Acha niulize.
ile na mwanga pale mbele kutoka.
Hapo before kawash.
Then why protest on a different or on a same day of a different demonstration?
Bilo to be honest, hii country tumekuwa ripe for revolution for the longest time. Tulikuwa tunangoja tu reason ya spike kwa mtutoke nje. So these guys have been waiting for the longest time pia wao wa fight for their land or for their ground. So they found a reason and they took the chance. Na Makarao walikuwa wanajua the same and they were inside there.
Actually our guys walikuwa protested before. I guess last month but one. Kuna siku walikuwa funga barabara protest about your field. So either last month, but I'm not sure about the time. But nakumbuka kulikuwa na protest hapo hiyo field yenye wanachezanga futa. So yani kitu ilikuwaga I guess 2 months ama ni this year tu bado. Si kitambo. But sasa labda walikuwa wamengoja. Akaona labda kuna msamena dao mimi na kutafuta mboka. Sasa kama pia ni siku yetu kwenda kuchachisha tuseme tunafaa tusikie hizo pia.
But I think it should be now get us and I see the fact that they know I think it was a politician who's like really official or something.
The names.
Sijui jina like who's able to be sijui jina.
Tukiwa na jina tungesema anda asalimiwe.
Yeah, so all the best with them. But okay, assuming we didn't have maandamano, wangefanya nini aside from protesting?
Exactly, yeah. Kama tungekuwa na maandamano.
Najaribu kufikiria like
because I think the group that came from Ruiru walijoin tu, hawakufikiria mara mbili, walijoin tu wakaanza kupiga makarao.
We're bitter. Everybody's bitter in this country, not unless you're not. But everybody else is bitter.
No, I'm thinking from this perspective. Assuming Githurai, you feel the Githurai, it's not the only one that imechukuliwa by a certain parliament. For instance, so now we have to walikuwa napiga businesses, I would say, the clubs and restaurants and hotels. So what if all that was meant to be a grant or something? Like, how do you address that? Department of Sports, find out, be active, do something. I mean, there's a reason. Kwanza kuna politician nilisikia wakati ni Gor Mahia living, when you living, everyone is bragging about Gor Mahia, and I'm like, maybe she did something for them. And then there was a politician who was saying, oh, the Department of Sports should do something. I'm choka.
We are fixing this country, Nancy, slowly by slowly.
Na naona nilisema kwa sababu mimi nikifika hapo area sports, alafu tuende kwa traditions, beliefs, culture. Shuka hapa chini, ukuje kwa agriculture ndo number 2.
Victoria must do.
Si must, anafaa kuwa shaenda.
Hakwenda.
I remember what. That's the only okay, that's the thing in Africa wanakuwa bitter. Everybody tunafikiria kuna na graft case ako pale na lead, you know. And we really begged our hope na preso akisema atafanya corruption. No. So that's why everybody is like, I see, you will promise ABCD, but you deliver E, F, and G.
Lakini ulikuwa serious to expect preso fight corruption.
We really hope that. We really hope that. Actually, I use your stuff for a while.
Yeah.
Your agenda, and we really hope that. Not just shida ni yeye user akifikiria tutalenga. Kumbe the wrong generation majamaa we keep receipts.
No, but somehow I
Me actually is going to expect preso fight corruption. Nibana expect yeye to system.
somehow I
expect
fear.
Kusema tunapenda mbaya yake, sio? Kumsalene kidogo.
Like to show kalaka power to kako society. But somehow I fear like strategy Ruto from the time alikuwa anafanya politics to now that he's running as president. I feel like there's a strategy he had and it's so far it's working out very well. Ask me why. When he won to be the president, there's one thing. Actually, let's start with the campaigning period. He was addressing the issues that the youths wanted to hear. Jobs,
Climate change.
corruption, yes, climate change size why is rampant. So,
But
but corruption sana and jobs. Haya akatuimbia hiyo akaingia. And if you listen to his speech really when he said, like, okay, this is what he implied, I don't remember the exact words, but he implied that the Kenyan citizens are different. I agree, we are, but the fact that he knows that doesn't mean ati ataendelea kutreat kama mjinga. It doesn't mean strategy yake itasimama. Of which we don't know the strategy. Maybe the
corruption, I think we stand to differ juu. Corruption inakuja in two ways.
Yeah.
Either una benefit ama inakuumiza. So depending on which side unasimama on the corruption side. So vijana wengi tulikuwa tunaongea on the side of corruption. Na hope isiishe juu
sawa, corruption inaweza kuwa but hata ukiangalia analytics tunakuanga.
Kenya ndio inapanga rank na mwanga pia man.
I think last time ilikuwa 30.
Last check ilikuwa in Africa.
Africa tuko na position wa
Three.
top 5.
Number 3.
Tuko there in the world I think tulikuwa 30.
Na kujaibiwa.
I think
Namba
tulikuwa
ndio
34.
Acha ni confirm.
I think tulikuwa 34. But
Worldwide.
worldwide.
Lakini Africa tuko na position.
Sasa
Ushakurika.
you know, it doesn't hurt if we go a bit lower. I mean, tukifika tuko 34. Tukienda 50 in next year, tuendelee ka 65.
Sasa, how do you get there when people are contributing
Alafu
10
pia-
million? in
Exactly.
one
That's what I'm
Sunday?
saying. That's what I'm saying. I think unaona Ruto akituzia, he was to make if the intention was to make us believe that's where we're going.
But with the current regime
The current regime, my friend,
Let
have you
us
seen
know.
how
tunaweza kuwa top 3
Number
how
Number
MPs
two.
are? Where?
31.
In Africa.
Kenya scores 31 in the corruption
Index.
index.
Worldwide.
Yeah, in 2023.
Na Africa.
Hata tumepanda
In Africa bado acha ni in Africa.
That one, yani kumaanisha tuna gain positions, but na lose positions.
Yeah.
Nama? Like ili tuna make progress, we should lose positions. Lakini sasa tuna gain positions. Sisi tuna daily bro.
But so nothing inamaanisha maybe something is going great now when you do the exposed. Because mostly then kuna kwamba na corruption kama shida.
Oh, hiyo 31 in Africa, alafu tuko
In Africa.
126
That one in Africa.
of 180
Uongo,
countries.
uongo.
Wamelipa hiyo.
corruption by hiyo
Hiyo ni corruption.
ati that's one.
There's a number.
Hiyo ni corruption.
Let me check after a different
There's a number.
Nilikuwa nasema ushai notice hizi times hizi cases zitokea mostly inakuanga hidden under something. Kama sasa hivi venye kuna story na hizi protest whatever something is cooking, kuna kitu inaendelea. Tutakuja kusikia months later.
True.
Already utapata kuna some scandal tu inakuka mahali sasa utakuja kusikia.
Lakini sasa usijali, we are fixing this country one by one. Tunadili na MP kwa ground.
makes sense.
Hey, and even as we do that, there's this question you always ask. No, tell me, tunasemanga story ya health, mental health, blah blah blah. when a research is done, it's done on a small amount of people, right?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, true.
So, this corruption index, what are the parameters that it determine? This is number 1 and this is number 85.
So unaangalia the system ya nini?
What are those parameters? I think we need to identify
Parameters.
that because as much as there are those parameters, maybe kuna zingine zenye haziko kwao but ziko kwetu. And it's still corruption.
Yeah, true.
No kweli.
Si tunasema tunadili na hii
So we're fixing
So,
this country.
yes, as we are doing our research, let's consider, the parameters and get to know this needs to be topped up, this needs to be dropped because it's not happening in our place. This needs to be adjusted in this manner. Because did you come on a trend at TikTok when this guy was in some lawyer was alikuwa in front of the panel and he was saying a Kenyan citizen may the use of the word may shows how powerless a citizen can be over a leader. So you see, that's a 3-letter word, but it has so much
power.
so much power compared to
May optional.
May,
Exact-
option,
thank
yeah,
you,
true.
thank you. It is optional. So it's
Possibility.
your power can easily be taken. But the fact that it could be a Kenyan citizen must or should. Unaona kama venye elections unaambiwa you must be Kenyan citizen must. Hiyo hata ukitaka lazima utake usitake lazima utafanya.
I think that goes down back to the system that runs not necessarily a country, but the system that has been working for the entire world for centuries.
Sasa ukienda kwa systems hapo ndo nawaka moto zaidi.
Sababu
Nikikumbuka Gen Z walijituma vizuri sana wakasema tunatumia World Bank, tunatumia IMF. Alafu unasikia IMF, they have been collaborators in causing the decline of our economy. How on earth do I even trust you with, transitioning of all this? Because if you're being a collaborator, definitely everyone is benefiting. That means it was mutual. So there's no way you'll want to lose that. I mean, ukiangalia, it's more of a business point, right? So
I was having a discussion with my brother called Small Kev.
with an Kelvin with an
L. To realize that most systems work a structure plan. Ukiangalia worldwide. It's either Marxism or fascism that works in every country, every system of governance. Angalia Kenya, angalia hata IMF na World Bank. System yao vile ina run under Marxism. Angalia system ya America, fascism. Unapata hizi system, the best way for us as individuals.
American fascism or capitalism?
Capitalism, it's under fascism. Either way.
So
Yeah,
Alafu explain as our
Yeah.
experience to
So based on
authoritarian ama fascism ni authoritarian ama altas hiyo
layman's language.
Break it down.
sawa. Authoritarian as in it's either based on I am the authority. Mimi ndio kusema. Hiyo ni system ya America. Na bila nasema capitalism. Kwa sababu mimi hawezi fanya kitu bila mimi. Angalia system ya nitwaje? World Bank na hizo nini zote. Marxism, where I have a structure of hierarchy that this person at the top controls the entire thing. Kumbuka story ya nini? The 1%, 5%, I mean 4% alafu 95%. Unapata 95% don't know anything about the 1%. Kama sahi people think Ruto is the 1%. But ukiangalia chini is among the 4% that controls the 95%. It's just what's the best word to use? A puppet.
This is the best.
Ama?
Is a puppet master in some way? Because he controls 95%.
He controls 95%, but he is being controlled to control the 95%. So,
But do you think below we are the like generation imitate in a way that after Mbu system? Do you think you're heading there in a place?
that's where I was going. Yeah. So what Gen Z are doing is taking back power. Wanna break Marxism, because Marxism iko na structure yake. Hiyo ya 195, I mean 4% alafu 95. So to break all this, and the best way as to break it is through information, because information is power.
Speaking of information, after speech ya Ruto, someone who called me akaniambia, sasa si mmepata kile mko mnataka sasa simwache kuandamana, sijui nini. And I was like, yo, wote kunaniambia kweli ama unasikia juu. I was like, kwa kile nikaanza kujiambia, I guess this is the reason why mko mnakaliwa kitambo. Mko mnaambiwa kitu, mnakubali na you just go back home and hope for the best. Jimmy niko namwambia sasa sawa, amerudisha parliament. After 21 days, it's still passing.
And then what question? And then what? You know this.
In the original parliament,
Yeah, because I learned this from Caroline Mutuko.
Caroline.
She was like, whenever you're doing something, especially if it's something you're correcting someone, if you're taking feedback, for example, the question should be, umeniambia hivi, and then what? Umenikosoa hivi, and then what? Like, even if hata kama unapea mtu feedback, for instance, kama kwambia unafanya 1 2 3 vibaya, and then what? Unafanya, you know, it's better if unafanya 1 2 3, don't you think ungefanya A B C D na E F G to make 1 2 3 better? You get? Yeah. So that, I think, like he's saying, and then what? That statement by itself, it comes with a lot of weight that generation gani, millennium. Wow,
boomers.
Walikuwa wana reject, and I think Gen Z.
You're asking questions.
Yes, we are.
And you want accountability.
Yeah, I think most Gen Zs want accountability. Hata kuhusu the
Hata kujua system ya
they just want accountability. If I pay this tax,
we like it. What do you
how?
like?
Yeah.
Alafu the whole point ya His Excellency. The whole point ya kukamba his speech ilikuwa gani? Like see the enemies zimekuwa zikienda for the longest time. The rebels zimekuwa zikienda. Mbona you take like the loss of lives na nini ya kuja sasa ku.
That's another question.
Yeah,
and deep down,
of course.
even the MPs when you live on, yes. Walikuwa najua sawa, it has some good parts, but walikuwa najua majority of the email kwa tu inaongeza mwananchi. They supported it wakisema president ako sawa, then nakuja the last minute of lives have been lost. Kenya imekuwa kwa map like this and this is happening. Kwanza nilikuwa nafurahia kazi Larry alikuwa anafanya sana kwa hivi. Larry descend and because alikuwa anasaidia kuweka whatever is happening in the situation inaendelea kwa language. Because as I imagine ilikuwa ni chances na like if the guy wasn't kama kungekuwa na international broadcasters ningekuwa ina happen. Story ya Githurai, did you even hear the guy mention whatever happened in Githurai? The only person that mentioned alikuwa deputy na alitaja tu like in person. It was a whole massacre. Kuna mtu amongelea na address hiyo story hadi sasa.
I think
mbona ile take the loss of lives ndio kuja ufanye the inevitable which ulikuwa unajua tu still ni kitu sasa iko sawa.
I think ni table standing in a way that they have all they know and all they have been exercising is a certain system, a certain way of governance. Umejua riots can happen, people die, nothing happens. Angalia what happened in 2017, what happened in 2007. That's what they know. But to the surprise, they were not hawakuwa na ile mentality ya these people can actually go into the parliament. So ni kama wali snap, okay, fuck, this thing is serious. That's a good analysis.
Allow me to challenge it. KU took a strike. The many strikes that have been in KU, I am an alumni of KU. There's a building set aside, I think ni karibu na School of Tourism. Kuna building hapo ilichomwa na watu wakalipia lakini haijai.
Unaona?
Teremka kabla ufike KU hapo before Northland. Si kuna kuna hiyo nyumba imechomeka.
Yeah.
I mean, what other evidence do you need? Angalia hata riots zenye tulikuwa tunafanya na baba hata kama alikuwa anatulia. Siku hapo. Wenyewe. Riots za baba.
Disclaimer.
Kama jamaa they admitted or you for different maandamano. Yao ni baby something. Juu yetu kwa crazy.
Yeah. So the fact, for me, I think they were trying to mitigate a certain risk. A risk of, it was, I'm sure if you noticed, there was this she kept complaining on how there's no way the bill is more important than people's lives. And you know, for instance, below me nikikwambia something and your age mates, kuna venye resonate na wewe compared to mtu mdogo wako akikwambia ama mkubwa wako akikwambia, right? So I think for me, he's trying to mitigate the risk of, remember, there's 2027. He still wants to be in power. And who are, to him, ni akina nani anaweza reason na wao wamfutie? Ni wazazi wetu. Ni wazazi wetu. So for me to keep, not sitaki ikuwe safi sana na pia sitaki ikuwe chafu sana. So I'm trying to mitigate that. Lazima nataka bado nibaki na gengenge yangu ya kunichagua 2022.
I think politicians who work algorithm.
Yes.
Like the algorithm ya online na wakigi na manipulate, it just studies your behavior, how you move, where you go. Alafu later on inakuja na kwambia Calpas realize you like this type of music, so that's the first 3 songs I'm giving you. Alafu na mimi naenda click hapo, click the next one and the next one. 10 minutes later Juliza nilikuwa nafaa kwenda wapi. So I've spent 10 minutes on that platform. Wewe ni mwanasiasa. Cheki Ruto alikatwa akachill. Alafu after umeanza complain that people are losing their lives, that's when he comes out and talks about it. Now I have the public back on my side. The side that I want them to be on. That's how the politicians work. Actually, you can understand the workings of a politician. The first thing you have to understand is the more you feed them the algorithm pattern, the more they feed with the habit that you want to grow into.
Can I give an example of that?
Yeah.
You see on Tuesday, similionyesha zile vituko zote mnaweza fanya. Thursday when you alikuwa tao, what did they do?
Okay, let me tell you different in you to do.
No, look at Thursday. What did they do? They protected Parliament so much so much.
Yeah, true.
Na hata tao unasikia ukitembea ukikaa tu hivi nikaa unataka kurusha kitu, nikaa utakuwa.
Umanzia mbali na. Let's go back kidogo. Rewind kidogo. Kwanza Sunday ile inakuwa Nyahururu. What happened? Unachiki jinsi wamemutate. Na mimi sitadanganya. These guys are smart. Walisema wanaenda Nyahururu, right? Wakuenda uncle level kwa Nyahururu hiyo kanisa na wakuenda. Hakuna jinsi alikuwa kwa church. What happened is majamaa mlichachisha sana mnaenda huko. So what they did watu wanajeshi, majamaa in plain clothes wakaja huko. Washosho ndio walikuwa kwa church peke yao. Na wanajeshi wake na very few people, you know. Majority wako huko. That's psychology.
No, it's good. It's good.
Sasa
Fixing the algorithm.
That is
that's
really
number one. Number two, ni ya Thursday msema mnatokea na mkutokea. So majamaa are just still testing the waters. Tumesema tunakuja na tukuji, so what will you guys do? Wanataka kuona pia. Tunachiki place tunasema sisi tunawafeed, pia wao wanatufeed.
Exactly.
No, no.
It's a way to
So,
what I'm saying.
Like kimoja hapo notice, jinsi wako kadi kila time.
Timetable Tuesday ilitoka.
Tuko kadi, si ndio? Like wanafanya hivi, tunangoja.
Allah.
Unacheki, that's the problem. Na
I guess-
majamaa, alafu pia kuna kimoja majamaa amenotice.
Ndio shida
Wakisikia
ni
msakisema,
Jenzi unaweza kuwa kadi lakini gava iko na joka na au kwa miko game.
because
Game ni boom.
Au kwa miko game.
issue yako, okay, game ni boom, but at the end of the day tuko na katu ile kubwa. Hiyo joka ndio inasimamisha juu. Majamaa pia wana notice. Majamaa pia wana notice army they are there to follow the law. Hawakupigwa tear gas, right? Majamaa hawakuuliwa na hawakupigwa rungu. I think if coming from an vice president, to be honest, I think to army was a very rational decision. Juu hama jamaa hawapigi mse, hawakupigi tear gas. It's only when you provoke them, right? And like Makarao, what do you think will happen next week on Tuesday? Food for
on
thought.
Tuesday.
Food for
I
thought.
love the hate in here.
You know kama jinsi wako kadi kila time.
Now I have a question.
But anaweza shinda battle, but the war atashinda.
Alafu there's this part tumesikia leo. Sema nataka mayouth wafanye nini, waende wachaguliwe, waende kwa state house go steering committee and stuff. But now guys are saying no, we don't want that. Tunataka inclusivity, so to go meeting tusikie. Join space.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Ndio nakwambia majamaa wako kadi kila time nafikiri ni joke. Wanasema hatuna leader,
Hata hiyo panel ilichaguliwa ya kwenda kurepresent Gen Z.
Panel gani? Nani? Wewe ulichagua vile iko.
Unajua hiyo panel ukasema
That's the problem.
exactly. Hiyo panel hata ni umse kijana fulani light skin. Anaambiwa ati tumekuwa na mara mingi kwa meetings za Ruto. Kwanza kwa na amekuchagua.
Alafu mbona unadhani the government iko so much into like to identify leader in nani? Kama mmekonga Twitter spaces because mbona wana insist kujua nani leader?
So wamezoea system fulani.
Because ukiwa na mtu honest kwa manipulated.
Kuna stuff nimesoma inasema ati time for calling us to your meeting ilipita. Sasa ni sisi tunakuita ukuje mkutano yetu if you want.
Atasalimiwa.
Issue that's just a brief. Tunaleta friend wa
Atasalimiwa, people will lose their lives. Trust me.
Sasa nasalimiwa je Twitter.
Yes, Kelvin with an L. Talk to us.
When in Momau, let me take you back to Momau.
Yes.
So there's this story when it's not a story, it's the reality. Wakiwa kwa forest, tuko ndani to the forest. If by any chance ungeshikwa na wakuachilie the colony whatever wakuachilie, you're not allowed to go back to those places. Reason being, can either be bugged or either you can be leading them to us. So ask yourself why after umepeleka watu wameshikwa walikam na notion ya bro msiende state house. Food for thought.
Hata mimi niko na food for thought ingine.
Mimi niko kadi.
Hata nyuma.
Tunashiba.
So I was doing my research this week and I've been reading about Haiti and there's this rumor where Kenya might be the next Haiti. Why?
True.
First things first, as much as you are doing this
I think we are
fight,
You're smart.
as much as you're doing this fight, guys, we're not we're not braced enough, but we need to do much better. My advice, enda, peruse, tarora, garagadia, kila kitu about Haiti. Learn about it, because trust me, Team ya Ruto, I am double sure they know. If it's part of their strategy, tutafika. Because IMF is there supporting them. Your Excellency, kind of back down. So it is up to us. We either choose whether we are going to bring ourselves and be like so down like Haiti, or we are going to do better. I mean, for me, I feel like with our Gen Z, na Gen X when you're nakuja, na Alpha, I tell you, we will show Africa how it's done. So in the meantime, let's do our research. That's the method of thought. Especially on Haiti. The fact that I've listened to, there's a senior lecturer in, is it Stratham? No one. No Stratham, no one. Inaweza kuwa kwingine. Usienda mine university zetu hivyo. Definitely. Okay. So there's that guy, and then I went back to listen to a few months earlier when Wanchigi was telling us about our economy and our debts and everything. And honestly, he was pointing to the same concept, only that he didn't mention Haiti. But if you compare notes, you start seeing the facts. So do your research. Keti chini na Wanchigi msikilize vizuri. Keti chini.
Unakuwa prophet of doom.
Si prophet of doom. Wacha tukaange prepare. Heri ikose kufanyika, tukijonga imekosa kufanyika. Kuliko ifanyike, na tuwa tujui.
But I took
Allan Kenyans being patriotic bana. No, kuna links ilituma kwa the last episode. Episode the constitution. Hata sasa kusema kila kitu, just skim. Anyway,
acha kuambia watu wa skim.
Oh, so
many. Here's why. When Wanjigi was reading, unajua Wanjigi, the beauty about Wanjigi ni anakutolea report after ya last year, ya this year. Na hata finance bill alitoa hiyo, hata before ifike alikuwa nayo hiyo proposal yake. So, what Wanjigi was saying was, you have 12 months, dedicate time to read it. Why? You are a citizen. 2, you have the so remember, ikifika time elections mnaimbanga, I have the right to vote, I have an ID. Kukuruka kara nyingi. But get to know your constitution. No, because time elections tutajua kuimeza vitu zote. These are the few years that we have between first election and the next election.
I know my rights.
Utaanza kusema I know my rights. And it's very few. That's your right yako ukiamua kusema state it in full. Chances are you won't say it correctly unless you're a lawyer.
Yeah.
So please get to know. Hizo rights unaimba. Get to know them properly.
Ukisema hiyo things zishaenda.
Walai. I know my rights.
Be so determined, be so determined to produce last year, this year, and next year. Because I can tell you for a fact. But please go and listen to venye tu alikuwa anazitoa pole pole. Ukisikiliza mimi mtachoka lakini nitasema. PLO Lumumba. There is that guy who was talking about the Moi regime and the Ruto's regime. Hata Sifuna ni mwana ameingia hapo, lakini Sifuna akishaanza kutwita baddies somewhere hapo I draw the line. I know I'm a baddie but daddy uko but Sifuna is also part of that conversation. And you get to see how things evolved. Because, there's a time I was listening to Ruto when he said, Moi mentored me. Yes. But wait, nikiketi chini angalie vitu za Moi. Sifa za Moi na sifa zako. Daddy hapana. Ulimentariwa nikaikuingia. Ikuingia.
Ile story ya history. History
na compare by the way.
History repeats itself.
It's repeating itself.
Nakumbuka I was having a conversation today at Geofrey. A wise man said this. That wise man said that before the coup in 1980, for 1980? 1982. Before in Kenya, before the coup attempted coup. What happened? People walikuwa nasema ni mwalimu. Nini. Then after the coup is when Moi showed his true colors. like, okay, even though Maniona, he could even kill people in State House. Hii hapa, siseme ni coup, but it was almost. It was headed that way. Just speculating. What if history is repeating itself? Atuweze sasa basi. Even though mnataka ake kichwa ngumu.
Alafu nasema Haiti is not coming to Kenya. Kenya, please, if you're not careful, I'll tell you just a brief history of Haiti. What happened? It was in 1915 when the president was killed. 1915. So that was when US, the so-called USA invasion in Haiti just to overthrow the French government. So anyway, US is fuck off, man. So made for me, like, mazetu meko hivi kwa scale. It's good. The first thing, there's just a speculation. What happened? Nowadays you don't see Al-Shabaab. Because Al-Shabaab haikwangi an organization that comes to fight for something that they have not been sent to.
Yeah.
When Kibaki was trying to kutoa us from the west to the east, that's when Al-Shabaab ilikuwa inakuja huko. If you can try to angalia, when Kibaki was now trying to kutoa deals from the US to German to China, that's when Al-Shabaab ilikuwa cases mingi. Westgate Mall was before Kibaki signed the deal ya kutoa gari za cops to German, from German to Kenya, zilikuwa zinaenda Al-Shabaab. Somali. Like, just check, bro. If you check the Al-Qaeda, where was Nani killed? Because now he was trying to tell the US, bro, umetutumia sana, at least now we can stand as our own organization. But then you're like, bro, you are our puppets. So,
But then talking about puppets.
So what I was saying, the other thing was Gaddafi was trying to unite Africans and have one thing. Remember, Africa is at the moment is the only continent that can support a currency using minerals.
Yeah.
Why Haiti people are fighting in Haiti is because it has minerals. Gonna black diamond and something very rare minerals. That's why they want to fight. And US, if the US is going to idea to win that war, they will own Haiti, like how they are doing in DRC.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys, when you say that Kenya can't be Haiti, just
Check again.
for lots.
Alafu mind you, hatuna functional electoral ABC commission, hatuna ABC.
Hey, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I think that's another thing.
Kuna like nilichukulia kusema kuna some constituencies like hazina leaders because hakuna ABC, like elections hazifanywa. Kuna some places hawana representative. Kenya hai.
But then, go check. I was watching when mom was around over the weekend. Alikuwa na watch. Sahi kunafanya elections KTDA hizo majanisha. My friend, utachoka. IBC constituency, utachoka. Yeah, so.
Kijana wako rape case ya BBC alipewa.
Alipewa
kiti. Those three guys walikuwa kwa
Gen Z tambeni huko, please.
Waenda salimiwe.
Like, to be honest, like, it continued, but we bang aje, like, to be honest. Like, okay, do you need to do a wrong thing so that you become a leader? Controversy sells.
I was saying a point on his comment.
Tunazongea about your point yake kwa kusema Kenya inaweza kuwa Haiti. Mimi kitu kama chungu sana kwa Kenya na Haiti. We can't be Haiti, man.
Sisema
Hatuwezi kuwa Haiti. We can't be great that. Like Haiti has never known peace for almost 100 years. Your country inanga hadi jeshi.
It has to start from somewhere. Your story, remember,
So
a story. Pascal,
Actually,
what I'll say,
if you are saying Kenya is going to
Donimaliza, what I'll say is, bro, for you to get to the end of a story, doesn't mean it doesn't have to start from somewhere.
Yeah.
For you to have a story, you have to start from
But
the front.
I don't think you can go the Haiti way of having gangsters controlling the streets. No.
They also said, Somali also said,
I think Kenyan, the Usheska country don't mind.
yeah.
Do you know the problem there? The youth are leading a revolution against the military junta. And they are winning. Like the youth. Wanachapa jeshi. Na jeshi wanayaka. Like, actually, enda angalia kwa news. Well, I say, like, those people, they gather drones. Wanashikanisha drones. from hiyo knowledge umepata kampo ya engineering kidogo wasa wanashikanisha drones za kamera za kubeba cameras and they put weapons on them. Na hiyo kitu tunamshanga chopper za jeshi bro. Like they have been doing it for like 3 years sahi. Vijana wote wadogo nilikuwa nilifukuzwa di country huko. Enda angalia documentaries za maana ama like there even organizations that carry youths wakiwapeleka across the border wasiuliwe na jeshi because they have made the country ungovernable. It will happen like this ilianza hivi. The civilian government ilikuwa overwhelmed na corruption. So in such situations nini happening next? The military tries to take over, warudishe country in order. But they couldn't. So wasababakia in line of duty ni nani? Civilians, the people. So the youth decided that tuchukue country sa tuifanye yetu. And they've been doing it for like, I guess the first time I heard about them ilikuwa 2020 huko. So I guess in 3 years wanafanya hiyo revolution na inaendelea kurun. The country itself is like that, it's in total chaos. Why say ukichukuliwa actually I don't know one Kenyan so actually about this. I came across this information because there's a problem ya human trafficking in that country. So most likely kuna msee ataambiwa amepata organization na kana kazi Thailand ndio jina wanatumia mostly. Alafu you end up in Myanmar carrying a gun for the rebels or for the military.
So
Like everyone is taking.
Generation
Rebels
Alpha
are taking from anyone na na tunasema kweli venye reality iko. Hatuwezi generate to gangs.
Waingie huko kwanza.
Hatuwezi enda to gangs.
I think pia kija tuko
Gangs hapana.
We are mature to a way that we know when to stop.
Yeah, exactly.
Are we
That's
mature
another
or
thing.
are we fearful?
No, we are mature.
We are mature enough.
We are mature enough to know when to stop.
Okay.
Yes, I think we are.
I think every Kenyan kwa roho yake akona that part they want to protect, and it gets to a point where kuna vulnerability.
I have a
Look at the state house. As much as we're saying we
I think we should be, like I said again, Kenyans, let's be patriotic.
Yeah.
Let's love our
We
country.
Let's
Let's
love our
let's
yes,
love
we
our
are
country.
best, but this
Yes.
it's upon us to
Yeah.
to clear it. Hakuna msemo mwingine atakuja kusafishia.
Yeah.
niko na
Na
swali.
actually Nancy kinyo umesema wasome manze, wasome. Like say tuna insist about vita ni government, vita si government. We have a bigger fight that we have to fight and we have to be awake to see it.
Nina vitu mbili za kusema. As much as watu wanasoma, implement what you have a strategy, have a plan for
Yeah.
for the execution of what you studied. Now, I have a question for all of us. What makes history repeat itself?
Ignoring history.
I think it's a very valid point. It's history. Basically, it's history.
Okay,
It's a-
let me rephrase my question. Let me
You
rephrase my
have a
question.
reference point of whatever
Ignore that
that
reference
you're
point.
ignoring. It's
Yeah.
like it's when you're walking. Remember, you can never walk ukiwa umeshikanisha miguu hivi. One has to move, then in a fight. So you have to step from behind for you to move forward.
Thank you for your validation. Let me rephrase my question. How can we not make history repeat itself?
Yeah, good question.
History.
Point yangu.
Avoiding the repeat.
But then Nancy make sure kila msema kujibu swali.
Answer hapo ulikuwa ushaanza. Continue.
You can overthink.
Overthink.
Please, toa yote. Overthink, kidogo, underthink, toa zote.
Okay.
Mhm.
This is in relation to vibration.
Yeah.
In relation to vibration. Yeah. Sababu ukiangalia ile for example the map of consciousness nilikuwa nakuonyesha, the map of consciousness gives us a way that we vibrate at a certain vibration. For example, ukiwa na hasira, ukivibrate on a log of anger, it lowers your vibration towards negative. Sindio? From anger you go to bitterness, from bitterness all the way to shame, then from shame someone can commit suicide. So when you talk about vibration, when we stick on a certain vibration, it lowers us on a particular a log. Yeah, as I talk from courage to shame. If this thing is not changed, it goes all the way up. All the way up and down. So tukiwa on such Haikuangi on a level of courage going down it. Haikuangi certain. It can either come back ama you turn. So napata when we stick on that certain vibration, it can be this way for a period of, let's say, 5 years. It changed then. So that's why napata on a larger scale, when many people vibrate on a certain level, it stays that way for a period of, let's say, approximately, I'm not sure, 10 years, it changes. Another 10 years, it changes. So the things that we've been doing, our ancestors have been doing, our grandfathers, our great-grandfathers have been doing, it keeps on. Let's say 40 years, changes. Another 40 years, the same thing. That's why history keeps on repeating itself. Because we now work on a log, my analysis, or a log of religion and fear. So in these two logs, unapata fear keeps us from courage. So fear, and how they spread fear easily? Through religion. Preach religion. Blindfold from now taking from this vibration of fear to courage. So napata Kenyans all along have been on the vibration of religion, fear, na change. Religion, fear, change. So you can overthink, but that's my understanding of why history keeps on repeating itself.
So like
Yeah.
to avoid history repeating itself.
Why?
What should we do? What should we do
Why
to avoid
the
history
kwanza
repeating?
waka
And
in front
change.
of it.
Si fan.
Wakasema ni history.
Religion.
Wakasema ni history.
So
What should we
from
do?
that,
So change.
we change the
The
vibration.
short version of
Yeah.
mine is that.
Yeah, so we change the vibration from fear and religion to courage
How
and
do you do
information.
So do we do away with religion? Do we do away with religion?
Yeah, we do away with religion.
Huh?
We do away with religion. We stick it into
Okay,
spirituality.
okay, now let me bring it home. Sasa mwanzo kusema we do away with religion. Gen Z wanafanya wanaenda kanisa by the way. These guys wanapatigi 24/7. Hawana try.
Unajitoa kwa hiyo list. Siseme hamuendani. Thank you.
Gen Z and I'm a proud member. Hata anajua. I'm a proud member. They're tribeless, partyless.
Irreligious.
Msiwe yule kusema pia.
Excuse me.
Thank you.
So are they irreligious?
Really?
Religious or irreligious?
Mimi ulikuwa unasema nini?
Like you're partyless.
Oh,
You're religious. Like at least observed.
Tribeless.
Tribeless and very informed. And very
Maybe
informed.
to answer your question, me I keep my things brief. How? Ulisema how do you
How
How
do
do
you
you
avoid
avoid
history
history
from
repeating
repeating itself?
from the definition history inakwanga nini? Sinakwanga series of recorded
Past
of
events.
past.
Yeah.
Present.
Past events.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually,
But
it's
zinakwanga
president.
zinakwanga recorded over time. Sindio? Simple. So okay, maybe tukigrow up tunasema history because tumereference ya hiyo regime ya Moi, sindio? Maybe tulikuwa yani hiyo time tukigrow, but through our parents the fear that wamekuwa wakijua nayo tumekuja kuona like how it was hiyo time na saizi when tukiconquer hiyo fear how things can be. Unaona?
Yeah.
So to avoid hiyo history repeating itself to me, venye tunasema tukui like we are already a woke generation, sindio? Watu wako smart to know whatever, like with your constitution, know your laws, like you just understand the government completely. Elewa tu government. Simple.
Maybe. Sishameshakwambia
Oh.
you're tribeless na tusome.
Ushamaliza?
Bado.
Okay.
Maliza.
I mean, I feel for history to avoid repeating itself, first of all, you have to understand our history.
Thank you.
Not the good side only, but even the ugly. Like actually, ukiangalia ka people come from
The good, the ugly, and everything in between.
Yeah.
And the grey.
actually everything in between. Juu ukiangalia ka nitumie example ya wasema toka familia ziko na issue ulevi na msemo mwenye akunywe, mostly what they're fighting against is that history that I've seen at home.
Yeah.
And those people go trying to make something different for themselves. So cheki umegrow hiyo like hadi ukigrow na mzazi mmoja na kunywa mwingine kunywa gadu mwenye kunywa na kuonyesha like our problem kwa familia but then ipo ngumu sana kunywa. So hadi ukishape your life na if you want to do something different from the rest, angalau most of the times utaona msimamia akunywi and try to take a different path from the others kwa familia, na most of the times it comes up na results. So I think the first thing tunafaa kufanya mostly kasi sisi wase wengi tunasoma we have textbook knowledge of our country. Atujeka chini ku study like the real
high five. Good job.
The real history.
like chini ku understand the real history. Like you understand the history vizuri, utakuja realize where tribalism comes into the image. How does it fit into the national image? Why do these people talk about some things and don't talk about some things? Why are some regions left behind? Why are the other regions ahead of others? Okay, learn your history. When you go out there now for your time to make the changes, at least you are more informed of what you are addressing and what you are fighting. As compared to wengine kwa textbook knowledge, I love textbook knowledge is filtered. Very filtered. Like kaka story Momo, wasi ujua, I guess only 4 or 5 people from Momo gana kimesoma kitabu ya history.
Yeah.
But there was something deeper than that.
It's true.
So ukiangalia kupitia kuangalia history yote una realize kuna tuseme hadi place yako history yako mali umetoka, you understand where our communities like this, what needs to be addressed, what needs to be addressed by our neighbors so that we can get together along to square issues that the community nasonga mbele na cha wengine nyuma. I think that is the most important thing that you should do.
Yes, Kelvin with an L has something to say. Yes, Kelvin.
Second his point. Just know if you're learning something, there are 2 ways. You either want to rebel against that thing, or you want to change from not being that thing, which is basically you're rebelling for it. For example, if you're used to having a parent who drink, you'll either fight not to drink, or you fight for you to drink even more.
Better.
Yeah. So what you're supposed to understand is, if you're going in a space where, why, for the first thing, to answer your question, what can we do to avoid history repeating itself?
Yeah.
As you are saying, understand the history, both zote, grey, the third side of the coin, the 3 sides of the coin. Understand it, but then don't be too comfortable. Ukweka this guy who is like, I'm used to having a parent who is drunkard, so this is my comfort zone. So being drunkard is like a fashion to me, because then you can go to eat, you can read your constitution, but ukwe tu manze alisema clause 844 kwa article 1 to 3 inamaanisha hivi. You forget the clause like may, must, should, you see. So go there to read and understand, not just read because this is what I'm supposed to do. Because if you start to kwenda to how tribalism started, if you look to many countries that were colonized by the British, they have tribal wars. Because what the British used to do, they were dividing people into classes, which were like so-called tribes. And these tribes in very many countries, now in America, they call them nations. So if kama tukosiwa Kikuyu, we are not Kikuyu tribe, we are Kikuyu nation.
Actually in Africa it's called nations. When they came they met nations.
They met nations.
Tribes,
Yeah. So in US they are trying, because you know in America kuna Native Americans, which most of the time people don't know about Native Americans. They think of an American, I'm an American, but we don't know where what walikuwa huko before America was colonized. So also the same thing. So British used to take that notion here, tuambie watu. So if you're good, tunaweka in a certain way a nation, but sayenye walienda walituache hiyo so-called tribe. So you really need to understand this thing, man, alafu don't be too comfortable nazo. Mwambie mtu, soma kitu, not because you want to get the knowledge for it, because now that's what in effect, this is the new generation. We are getting knowledge to fight each other, not to fight the enemy. Ukiangalia hata watu saizi, like when this thing ilianza, wako like influencers mbona mtokei? And then if you checked a skit, nani alifanya Njugusha alisema, manze maandamano haina nini, fighting the government haina ati like swag, who did it better? It's about us knowing, yo, the government is fucking us. So let's understand what we are at the moment. Trust you me, I'll go to your point where you say we can't be Haiti. Haiti is not about, if we're going to have a Haiti, we're going to have a weaponized tech-based Haiti. It's not like zile za gun. I usually tell Ada, I think him and most of my colleagues, the next world war that is coming is not going to be physical war, it's going to be tech war. It's going to be tech war. So either you're getting biochip and all these things. So if they are going to have guns, you're going to have improved guns in tech war, in medicine and all those things.
Tech war is the easiest war to fight.
You see? No, I'm just saying, like, size, if you angalia size, we have made cast to angalia to in a blindly ama just an innocent eye. Net ilizimo. If you want to kuzima net, you just go to Safaricom. Any net that is going, even Starlink wakikuja to Safaricom. To Kenya, they have to be connected to Safaricom. Any media that want to register, you have to go to KBC. So if I want kuzima media, sinaenda kwa switch moja ya KBC. So this is how, and no, we are used to just be concentrating on the media and the net. So it's going to be, it will start small. Kidogo kidogo. Now watoto haikuwa cheap, because that's the next thing Microsoft is doing. Imeanza, si ndio?
The first
it was done in December.
Yeah.
So by come this December, more than 10,000 kids wanafaa kuwa na hiyo chip, and it's a trial. So it might not be us, we are facing it at the moment, but probably my kid will get that, because mimi sitakuwa well, because ujue saizi when like gangs are starting to go into space, they always make sure that they want to eliminate the generation that was there. So that you msikuje like how religion did our thing is like, oh, you try to kutoa wale watu wenye walipewa paper and we exchange a paper na kupea leso na nipea shamba yako, alafu unapata mtoto wako saizi mzee anakufa, si mimi ndio nilipea leso kama the grandpa, alafu mtoto amekufa. So mtoto aliambiwa ukipewa na mzungu leso ujue mtu anakupenda. So by the time almost 60% of this whole generation imeisha, the same thing we are doing, the Gen Z's thing. So we might be fighting which is a commendable job, but you remember last time we said here in Calpas, we have a short-term goal, which is fighting the finance bill. What's the long-term goal of it? Even when you're going back to our history, we need to understand. Yes, we want to read, understand history, and be like PLO, be like, because saizi watu walikuwa na ignore Wanjigi. Squeezy, everyone is praising Wanjigi. They are saying he's just a spoiled brat with money. This guy ndo amesponsor akina Raila, amesponsor akina Uhuru, like he knows. But saizi ndo tuko like, guy, by the way, this person is making sense. When his time is going, is like going off. So man, in as much as we want to understand history, in as much as, because remember also, if you open a wound, be ready to deal with the repercussions of what you're going to deal with, to find there. Okay, when you're saying if you open a wound, be ready to get the stench, to handle the stench. So yeah, for me, if you're going, I'm not going to talk again, I know I can talk a lot. So if you want to change history, understand your history, don't be comfortable in your history, you can either rebel or get something from your history. And then, what's up?
Okay, to top up on what he said. Now, I need us to understand, as we are doing our research, I need us to understand one thing. Leadership is what led to these other things falling down. Leadership, because you need leaders in economy, you need leaders in agriculture, you need leaders in your traditions, you need leaders in your religion, you need leaders. Basically, you need a leader everywhere. And all these leaders answer to our sovereign state. And our sovereign state has a leader. So leadership is, the key goal. So as much as you are doing your research, as much as you're reading out, planning out, I want to encourage you, as much as you're understanding, please do a tracing of how one action or one research led to a disruption of your community, as a church, as a tribe, as an economy,
As a person.
and as a person. Because less it will affect what people around us. It's affecting even us individually. As you do that, mimi kwanza kitu ninge appreciate sana. Understand the political leadership that led to us settling for democracy, not dictatorship or any other form of leadership. Ama no political leadership.
Mimi na swali.
Ina swali dada. Hivi nikuulize. Tofauti ya okay, mimi na swali. Nawacha sasa niwe serious kidogo. Mimi na kwa character yangu hapo. So, nimeona understanding. Person mtu mwenye anaelektiwa. Is that person does he qualify to be a leader? No, isn't it? And so who is a leader? Tuanzie hapo kwanza. Ndio ni kwa point yangu sasa. So who is a leader generally?
I think nakumbuka last time nikiwaambia I saw some argument mahali mtu akisema your area MP is your representative, not your leader.
Yeah.
Nakumbuka nikiwaambia last time.
Elected person is a representative.
Is a representative, sindio?
Not your leader.
Not your leader.
But
So-
I guess that are reductive statement.
Why?
Because your representative should be your leader. So
Should
if,
be,
if,
yeah.
if you're electing a representative, it should be someone that you feel should be your leader. That's why you don't elect the same person. Democracy elects the majority. Doesn't mean it's the person that I feel that can lead me.
Okay.
I try to disagree because I think we people have got the power, isn't it?
Majority,
so
majority
you
of
have
the
the
power.
majority of the power, isn't it? Now you have been elected, isn't it? Now that means that whatever I'm telling you, your work is to represent me. It is not you to go and give your own vested interest.
So that person when I represent should be someone who is a leader.
Yeah.
I guess the problem that we have is that we have representatives who are leaders, but we have weak leaders. Nitatumia example, ucheki ukisoma Bible kutoka kwa the first 5 books zitapita hapo. Kuna hiyo time yenye judges will come into place kwa Bible.
Yeah.
Before the first king Saul come. Na before Saul, someone came in who was a judge wa Israelites before they got Saul. Before that part kuja kwa judges, the last leaders alikuwa nani? Joshua. So they had good leaders, able leaders. Joshua, before Joshua was Moses. Now walikuwa wamekuja all that long mpaka wakuja kwa judges. Now ukiangalia kwa Bible kwa judges, that's why the Israelite story gets messed. Because they had a lot of judges who were weak leaders, not real powerful leaders. Like Samson was a great leader, but he wasn't strong enough. I can lead them into destruction at some point. Mpaka unakuja kwa Samuel, the last leader mwenye alikuwa na embody your leadership part. Like Israel is a nation led by God, so he's God fearing. He checks the ticks, and then from there the Israelite story takes another shape. So I think we are at that point. Tuko kwa judges. Joshua shatoka kwa image. Unacheki baba alikuwa anadai kufika kana na kufika. So I guess tuko kwa desert na tuko na judges sahi. Now we have to look at our judges now.
Okay, now let me break it up. Can I ask a question? Like,
Yeah.
do you think Matiang'i juu
Oh, yeah.
Gen Z wanataka claim Matiang'i?
Matiang'i.
Ama
Matiang'i has proven before that he can be a leader. He has proven before. And that's why everyone is banking on that. The last time that Matiang'i alikuwa na a position in government, actually 2 positions he did well. I was also comfortable with Matiang'i kwa hizo positions zote hapo na government because he could perform. He's a good leader. But if you are careful with the last regime, you just know very well that Matiang'i was in bed with the regime. And if you want to change, you don't want someone who was in bed with that system.
And that's why I say it.
Oh.
As much as you're doing
So you wanted to interrupt me.
as much as you're doing the research and leadership, please, unaona venye nasema, uto tu links, those funny links. Anza enzi za Jomo Kenyatta. Anza hata na time ya colonization, because I honestly don't believe Jomo Kenyatta was meant to be the first president.
Who was meant to be?
In my opinion, in my research, Dedan Kimathi. Sijui research yangu itakuonyesha aje. But do your research. Na research by this it's so much available, especially even for Kenya. I was listening to, there's a book that was written by a Mongol leader, it's on Spotify. There are Kikuyu who are, apparently there are even Kikuyu even in the US who are recording podcasts about Kenya's history, which is marvelous. I didn't think that existed. I found out. So, tafuta, chokora. You see the way the chicken does? Go do that. Chokora information. Go get, end of Kenya, back and forth, how it came to be, how Kenya, when Kenya said tunaichora, that is not how it was before. So go find out why we tulishikata mashamba. Yeah. So do your research and do it properly and widely. Yes.
Yeah, guys, we can discuss, we can talk at education. But because of time, I will have to cut us the discussion short. So don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and share. Peace.
Bye. Love you. Mwah.